We found the story online. It was written by a secondary school teacher, Mr. Henry Onyema. And instantly we fell in love with it. We purchased rights from him. We decided, we felt it's a story that needs to be told. I think it's a beautiful story. It's not your regular action-packed kind of genre, but it's pure drama, just two guys having a conversation. It's fiction, but it's based on actual historical figures.
Writing the story, I wrote, first of all, let us have a story that takes this issue of the Civil War out of the realm of always politics, tribal sentiment, and what have you. I wanted to bring the people involved in the war, all the events before and during the war. I want to make them human beings. I want them to be humanized. Let us see them, before we start seeing them as, hey, this. Let us first of all see them as human beings. What motivates them?
Emmanuel Ifajuna, how the mighty have fallen.
The Encounter was a story that was brought to me by Trino Studios, Uche Okocha, and I saw the script, I read it. I was out of 3 scripts. I was like, this script has so much potential, and I became obsessed practically with it.
In action.
We wanted to set a standard of how filmmaking should be done. We didn't just want to rush the production, so it wasn't just, oh, come and audition and we'll start shooting. One of the things we did was to get a short list of actors, send the scripts to them ahead of time, I gave them over a week to prepare themselves to be in character at the time that they are being auditioned, at the time of the auditioning. And the actors that were chosen came and killed it. It was just straightforward for us, and we knew that these were the guys that were going to play this role.
As regards the project, we want to tell African stories. We want to tell stories about history, African history, to sort of empower Africans. Yeah, and this script I saw as like, I thought it did that, and that's why we embarked on it.
The idea was to try as much as possible to capture that era. And one of the things that I really enjoyed about working with on this project was the fact that Tolu Ajayi, the director, insisted on extensive pre-production, which I always like, which means I got to get into the production design part of it at the very initial state, And we had a production designer who was very clever, Uche. He supervised the whole design and all that, and I was able to influence that from the very beginning. So once the director communicated his vision for the project, it was easy to do that.
I wanted to take the set design away from something two-dimensional. I wanted to try and create, scenarios by which the camera can really move around, get a feel of the props in positions and things. I wanted it to, help the director of photography be able to achieve depth.
I had to work with the actor that played Ojuko's part. Although he didn't have much beards on him, so we had to add extra hairs to make the beards full, so he would look exactly like Ojuko. We also had another actor, Ifajuna, though he was in prison, so I had to make him look as in feel the impact of the torture that he received from the soldiers.
You may now address me.
Oh goodness, the cast. Even when they came for their auditions, watching Amara Ono Stan Nze and Gregory Jeffo, watching their auditions, it was brilliant. I could already see that they came knowing the characters that we wanted them to play. They came with the ideas of the characters, they came with their interpretations of the characters, and they matched very much with what I wrote. So having them as the final pick was just brilliant.
It shows the friendship that existed between Major Ifejuna and General Ojukwu. And to me, it showed a different part of Ojukwu. I never saw him to be a very friendly person. I didn't know him personally, but from the stories and everything, I never saw him to be a friendly person. I expected him to be a warlord, strict, no feelings and all that. But seeing this now and doing this, you know, I've gotten a different understanding of his personality.
Emmanuel Ifejuna is an activist. He believes in revolution. He doesn't like to sit down and see people oppressed. He believes in one Nigeria. So he is ready to sacrifice anything. He's ready to do anything to get his dreams done.
You and I go a long way. Our families have known each other since we were little. My uncle used to always treat you whenever you fell ill. I joined the army because of you. The first Oxford man in the military.
I don't want you to be like a village. I'll say God bless Amarachi, God bless Gregory, God bless Stan Nze. I'm immensely grateful to every person, even the extras that just had a few seconds or walked past, for how they committed to being characters in this our little story. I enjoyed working with the actors. The level of commitment they made personally, once they also, like me, ingested the story, was exceptional in my own opinion. And I'm immensely grateful to them for going out on the ledge and just jumping, because I was quite happy with them.
Stop that nonsense! Acting like a bloody Nigerian. Pick him up, now!
Being an Easterner and an Igbo, I'm always interested in the fact that Ifejuna seems to be pillarized. He seems to have that image of a villain among the average Easterner. And I decided, isn't there more to this? Is there more to how the people see him? What really made him do what he did? It's alleged he betrayed us. Was it a betrayal?
It's important that every Nigerian that is interested in how this country came to birth must find out about this very complex character. And I think what we'll try to do is to at least divert the attention back to him, for people to look. It was part of a time in our history that was very horrible. But what he was trying to do is also worth a second look. And I think this film does that. This film enables us to look at his character in perhaps a different light.
Talk. I want people to talk. I want people to learn something. I want people to get interested in history, in our history. And if one or two people get to, do that, then I think we're fulfilled.
But I also hope that people can look at it and feel as though that the industry is going somewhere that it hasn't been before.
I mean, how people come out from this film will be their own take. But I think we've created a story and a wonderful world for them to investigate.
Emmanuel Ifejuna, how the mighty have fallen. You should have been dead by now. At least your treacherous body would have been manure for the motherland.
Biko, listen to the words of a corpse. cannot win